It was a Saturday morning, the sun filtering through the cracks in the windows, when Helena decided to go to the market with her 6-year-old daughter, Isabella. The little girl, full of energy and curiosity, wore a yellow dress that swayed as she skipped along the way. The market was crowded with the hurried coming and going of customers. Helena tried to focus on her shopping list: rice, beans, milk, fruit. While pushing the cart, Isabella ran between the aisles, fascinated by the colorful shelves. "Isa, stay close to me, please," Helena said, already a bit anxious. "I'm here, Mommy," replied the girl, but she was soon distracted by a toy shelf near the children's section. Helena turned to grab a peck of pasta, and for a few minutes she lost sight of her daughter. Isabella, without realizing it, kept looking at dolls and rubber balls, imagining stories and whispering to herself. Time passed quickly. Helena finished her shopping, thinking her daughter was right behind her, and headed for the checkout. In the bustle, she placed the bags in the carts and hurried out, believing Isabella was holding her hand. But she wasn't. When Isabella noticed she couldn't see her mother anymore, she ran down the aisle calling, "Mommy! Mommy!" The market gradually emptied. The girl tried to push the exit door, but security was already preparing to close. A worker passed by, but didn't notice her, focused on locking the iron gates. Silence took over the place. The main lights went out, leaving only a few cold bulbs flickering on the ceiling. Isabella sat on the floor, hugged her knees, and began to cry softly, afraid. Meanwhile, outside, Helena, already on the bus, noticed the empty space beside her. A chill ran through her body. The bags fell to the floor. "My God! Isabella?" Her heart raced. She jumped off at the next stop, desperately trying to call the market. Inside, Isabella heard the wind passing through the closed door and every sound echoing in the aisles like a frightening whisper. Outside, night was falling, and Helena ran as if every second were vital. Helena arrived at the market breathless, her face pale, sweat dripping down her forehead. The doors were closed, the lights off, and the parking lot almost deserted. She began pounding on the glass. "For God's sakes, is anyone there? My daughter is inside," she shouted, her voice trembling. Inside, Isabella heard the distant sound of pounding and jumped up. She ran to the entrance, but the iron gate separated her from her mother. "Mommy! Mommy!" she cried, her voice breaking, tears streaming down her small face. Helena saw her daughter's silhouette on the other side. "My love, I'm here. Don't move. Mommy's getting you out of there now." A security guard, who was in the back, heard the shouting and came running. Seeing the child, he quickly grabbed the key ring and unlocked the gates. The iron screeched loudly, and as soon as there was enough of an opening, Isabella ran into her mother's arms, holding on so tightly as if it wanted to merge with her. Helena hugged her as if she would never let go again. "Forgive me, my daughter, forgive me," she repeated, her voice breaking, kissing the girl's hair. Isabella cried, but deep down she felt immense relief to be back in the arms she knew so well. "I thought you had gone away forever," she said softly. Helena tightened the hug. "Never. I will never leave you." The security guard looked at the scene, visibly moved as he closed the door again. Helena thanked him countless times and left with her daughter in her arms, ignoring the weight, feeling only the urgency to take her home where she would be safe. That night, before going to sleep, Helena stayed awake for a long time, watching her daughter sleep. The sound of her calm breathing was like music to her. She would never again let Isabella out of her reach, not even for a moment. And Isabella, even in her dreams, held her mother's hand. The next day, the sun timidly entered through the bedroom window. Helena awoke before Isabella and just watched her sleep, her face serene as if nothing had happened. But inside, the mother's heart was still marked by the fear of the previous night. When Isabella opened her eyes, the first thing she saw was her mother's relieved smile. "Did you sleep well, my princess?" Helena asked, stroking her hair. "I did, but I dreamed I was at the market alone," Isabella said, hugging her mother. Helena sighed deeply and replied softly, "It was just a dream now, and Mommy will always be here so you can wake up and see me by your side." That day, Helena decided everything would change. No distractions when they were out, no letting go of Isabella's hand in busy places. The girl in turn clung more to her mother, as if afraid that a simple slip could separate them again. The episode was etched in their memories, but also strengthened a bond that was already immense. Years later, Isabella, now a teenager, still remembered that night at the market, not as a trauma, but as the day she discovered, without a doubt, that her mother's love was the safest shelter she could ever have. And so that iron gate that once separated them became just a distant memory, erased by the warmth of a hug that never came undone again.